It is lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in Barcelona. Let's hope we get a clean run down into the first corner. Aleix Espargaro's got away well on the factory of Aprilia, but it's Pedro Acosta, the rookie, that could lead the field into turn one. Bagnaia, though, has come through to take the lead. Are they all going to make it safely through for the first time in 2 years? They certainly are, just about. Bagnaia, for the first time in 2 years, gets himself through the first two corners. Bagnaia leads in from Acosta. To attack, here comes Martin, picking up Binder into turn 10. Binder's going to get run wide to the marbles there, and now Aleix Espargaro tried to find a way through.
The fastest rider on the fastest machine down the straights has been Pedro Acosta. Bagnaia has a 2/10 of a second lead, but Acosta will gobble up the meters between himself and that factory Ducati.
Yeah, they click up to sixth gear, nudging close to 355 kilometres an hour. Miller's going in deep into the first corner. That's not going to work out for the Australian. Did well there not to run off into the long lap penalty loop. Acosta swarming all over the rear tyre Bagnaia as they go through this tyre-punishing, tyre-shredding turn 3.
Marc Marquez up into 9th.
Here comes Acosta. He's going from the inside of Bagnaia into turn 10. Is he going to run it a little bit wide? Bagnaia cuts the tighter line. Oh, they almost rub shoulders there, don't they? Going through.
Someone's down at the back.
Fighting fire with fire here. Matching the aggression of the world champion is Pedro Acosta. Jack Miller, 2024 continues. He made a mistake on the end of the first lap going into the first corner. Miller then is an early faller. Here comes Martin, though, on the inside of Acosta into turn 10. Acosta with a failed overtake on Bagnaia on the previous lap. This time it's him who gets picked off. Look at the rear. He lost the rear, didn't he, on that aggressive change of direction going through 11 and 12. So Acosta now back in third. And this time around, Martin's going for it. He's got the inside line. And this time around, it's a successful raid. Acosta couldn't quite make that move stick on Bagnaia into 10. Martin, though, hits the front for the first time in this Catalan Grand Prix.
Acosta up the inside now of Pecco Bagnaia. He was trying to pass him earlier for the lead. He passes him now for second place. Oh, Acosta's down.
Pedro Acosta has crashed out of this Catalan Grand Prix. He was piling the pressure, trying to push Jorge Martin into a mistake, but it's a mistake of his own doing into turn 10 that sees Acosta crash out of second place here in Catalonia, trail braking towards the apex, and down he goes. So the wait to become the historic youngest MotoGP raceman will be extended to next weekend in Mugello. He's quickly mounted that gas machine, but the sudden drop in pace for Brad Binder, who's going to be in the 42s very soon.
The only rider now in the 139s is Pecco Bagnaia in second place. Marc Marquez, candy from a baby as he takes 5th place from Brad Binder.
Viñales has just taken Quartararo for 12th place. So Quartararo's 13th, ahead of a very frustrated Marco Bezzecchi, who's been nowhere really all weekend, really suffered as the Italian. This is Maverick Viñales. I believe we're about to see a pretty big save from him.
There goes the rear lap.
Whoa, Maverick. Top save from the Top Gun. Look how he gets twice the rear steps out from underneath him. Now that is a proper scare, a proper heart in the mouth moment for Maverick Viñales. Look, the rear tyre just dropped off the edge of the curb there.
Marc Marquez is just going to whistle past him into turn number 1. It's still a great outing, this from Ralph Fernandez. He's in a relatively comfortable 5th place at the moment, but he's now lost 4th to the 93 of Marc Marquez, who's trying to hang on to second place in the World Championship. Jorge Martin trying to hang on to the lead up front. The way I look at it, the leading pair, Jorge Martin would love to win this Grand Prix. Pecco Bagnaia needs to win it.
He's just got the better edge grip. Look at the edge grip. And here he goes into turn 5, which ended his sprint victory hopes here yesterday. So with 5.5 laps remaining here in Barcelona, it's Pecco Bagnaia that returns to the front of this Grand Prix.
What does Jorge Martin do now then? He needs to try and stay close to Bagnaia as they go through the final sector and try and attack again into turn number 1. But you can see visibly as they round turn 9, that number 1 Ducati is getting smaller and smaller into the distance. Bagnaia taking the lead with 6 to go, which indicates he doesn't only feel he's got the pace to pass Martin, but he's got the speed to pull away and leave himself a stress-free final 5 laps.
And now the Marquez will try and come alongside, blitz through on Aleix Espargaro, and Marc Marquez then does inflict some late pain on the home hero. Down the hill they go into the first corner. There's Marc's partner, Gemma Pinto, who can barely watch the screens as he moves into another remarkable podium. Oh, Aleix Espargaro like he lost the rear there, didn't he? Trying to go with Marquez through the turn 3. It's his final Grand Prix in front of his home crowd. Can he get close enough to attack Marquez? We come into turn 10. Pecco Bagnaia well through the stadium section. Marc Marquez clinging on for dear life here for a third successive podium for the first time in 4.5 years.
Bagnaia has 2 more corners to go. Redemption is closing in for Pecco Bagnaia into the final corner now. He's almost home.
We're on board with Aleix Espargaro out of the final corner. What a bounce back for Pecco Bagnaia here in Barcelona. He wins a Catalan Grand Prix ahead of Jorge Martin. Marc Marquez will hang on. There is late home heartache for Aleix Espargaro. Marc Marquez, 14th to 3rd. What a ride by the 8 times world champion. Bagnaia's victory does move him back into 2nd place in the World Championship. Special scenes. Yeah, right in front of his jubilant, ecstatic fan club. They have been by his side through all the dark moments over the last few years. He is bringing the moves both on and off the bike, isn't he, in Catalonia? What a way to perform in front of the big boss. Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali comes to congratulate Pecco Bagnaia. Talk about a pick-me-up for Pecco going to his home Grand Prix in Mugello next weekend. That shows, as Gigi Dall'Igna said, why he should be rightfully considered one of the best we've ever seen. Job done for Jorge Martin.
Yeah, he is as pumped up as I think I've ever seen him for a 3rd place, because I've said a few times this season, Marc Marquez only comes to MotoGP circuits to win, because it's what he's done for so much of his career.
Yeah, it was so close. It was. We know, Alex, don't worry. We were right there with you.
But the victory goes to a superb world champion. 0 to hero. Pecco Bagnaia puts it right in Barcelona.
What's that? You want more? Click here to subscribe.